Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. This is the Hope Park Accommodation Tour of the Hope Park Accommodation on campus. So we're going to be going through 3 out of the 4 different ones. There's one that's under construction at the moment, ready for the freshers this incoming year. So I'm actually not allowed to go and show you that because for obvious reasons they don't want it seen while it's a mess. So yeah, I hope you can get something from it. If you have any questions, do leave them down below, and without further ado, let's just get straight on into this video. The Hope Park campus, the main campus, can house 525 first year students. There are 4 different types of accommodation on campus, 1 being en suite and 3 of them being shared bathrooms. There are 330 ensuite rooms and 195 shared bathroom rooms. There are 9 different accommodation blocks, different names as such, but some are virtually identical to others. So let's start with the cheapest ones. These are single rooms with shared bathrooms, and the halls are called Angela and Austin. There are purpose-built halls with 102 rooms in total between the 2 buildings. Each hall houses 51 students across 4 floors. Each floor shares approximately 4 bathrooms and 2 kitchens. They're kind of in a square shaped. The common room is on the ground floor and can be used for meetings, social events, relaxing, pre-drinks, kind of whatever you want, but there's only 1 per block. And then here is the common room. Each of the rooms comes fully furnished with a single bed, a study wardrobe, a hand wash basin, a sink, a study area, drawers and shelves. There is free Wi-Fi in all of the Hope Park accommodation. And welcome to Austin halls. So this is the same as Angela. As you can see, it's a fairly basic hall. This is one of the first shared accommodations. It's actually the cheapest halls on campus. There might also be some of the oldest, but they're still quite roomy. There's a lot of space in here, as you can probably tell. Like, I'm quite far back and there's still enough space. Bed, drawers, desk with drawer space. It's a decent chair actually, it doesn't look like it's going to break. And then you've got your big double wardrobe, there's storage at the top, sink. There's a sink in every bedroom, even if it's not en suite, which is super useful because you don't have to go and brush your teeth somewhere else, you can keep that in your room. There's actually no corkboard in here, I don't think anyway, but you can still customise it just how you like it. Command strips are always good for that, you can stick things on the wall and peel it off and no one knows about it. So yeah, this is Austin halls, it's the same as Angela, and yeah, these are the cheapest halls on campus. In the kitchens, of which there are 2 on each of these floors, so there's 2 kitchens per floor, and in these kitchens there is a fridge freezer, a cooker, a microwave, a kettle, a toaster, an iron, an ironing board and a vacuum cleaner. So you'll have 2 of them per floor, depending on which floor you're on. And this is the kitchen for Austin halls and Angela. It's quite echoey in here. It's a fairly small kitchen, I have to say, but you've got everything you need in here. Recycling bin, normal bin, table with 4 chairs. So I'm guessing there's another kitchen on this floor to kind of mix it up, because I think there's 16 people living in these 2 flats. You've got your fridge freezer, you've got another fridge, microwave, kettle, you know, the basics, and lots of cupboard space. What more do you need as a student? Yeah, fairly basic, fairly small kitchen, but it's exactly what you need while still living in the halls. The shared bathrooms, let's get on to this. They're often the biggest turn off for people coming to uni. But there is a pro, they're cleaned every weekday if you're in shared accommodation. So, as I said, this was the cheapest accommodation on site, and this academic year it was £98 a week on the basis of a 37-week contract. Do check the Hope Park website for this because it does change a little bit every year, but since I was on campus 2 years ago now, I think it's gone up by £2, so really not a lot at all. So overall for the year in the Angela and Austin halls, it will cost you £3,626 a year for the 37-week contract. Wi-Fi and bills are all included in that. It also requires a £200 deposit when you accept the contract, and this is fully refundable at the end of your contract as long as nothing is damaged. Then the middle budget rooms. There are 4 different halls in this category: Oscar Romero, Kitty Wilkinson, Josephine Bakhita and Catherine Booth. Between them, they have 72 rooms and are located in the historic Grade 2 Hilda Constance Allen building, which was built in 1930. So unlike the other halls that we've just talked about, these were not purpose-built halls at all. It's also home to the picturesque Hope Park Tower. You'll recognise it. The rooms have period features, including recently refurbished LED windows and window seats. Many look out onto the greenery of the rector's lawn with its landscaped borders. Each hall consists of 2 cluster flats. Each cluster flat houses between 11 and 13 students that share 3 bathrooms between them. So it's a 3 to 11 to 13 ratio, if you kind of get me. They share 3 bathrooms, a large lounge, a dining area, a kitchen, providing an informal and friendly environment for students who enjoy socialising and making friends. So these were actually the halls I was in my first year. If you watch my other Everything You Need to Know About Hope video, you might have seen a few snippets of my halls, but we're going to do a walkthrough in a second. Each room has a single bed, a sink, a study area, chair, cupboards and a small fridge. The fridge was actually the game changer for me. It was the selling point. I didn't mind about the shared bathrooms because they were cleaned every weekday, but the fridge in my room was definitely a pro for me because then I could keep my really good things in my own fridge. So this is the Oscar Romero and Kitty Wilkinson's room. This is in Oscar and we have the amazing view of the lawn. This is the actual, well, this is one of the rooms I stayed in when I was up here in my first year and I absolutely love it. There's a mini fridge in here, again a sink, single bed, that's all you're gonna get, and then 2 massive wardrobe spaces. But you could be lucky enough, half of you will be, to have this view. It's insane. Moving over to the bed area, obviously you have the bed. There's loads of underbed storage as well. Corkboard to stick whatever you fancy on it. And then this cupboard, so it's just a massive wardrobe. We've got a shelf on the top, there's a mirror on this wall, so it fits so much stuff in it. On this side you've got the big shelving unit cupboard. Again, loads and loads of storage. You can fill it with whatever you like. I think I filled mine with food in my first year. And then over here you've got this massive study space. There's a Wi-Fi cable if you know how to use that. Big mirror, sink, and then under here, which I think is the best part of the room, you've even got a fridge. It's small, but it's got everything you need in it. It's got enough space for your snacks, your drinks, whatever you fancy that you don't want your flatmates eating. But yeah, I love this room. This feels like home to me. And as I say, some of you will be lucky enough to have this view. There's also free Wi-Fi, a large kitchen diner per flat with a fridge freezer, at least one, there was 3 in mine, a cooker, microwave, kettle, toaster, iron, ironing board and vacuum cleaner. So this is the Oscar Romero kitchen. Obviously there's a massive dining table down here, recycling bin and then a normal bin as well. Round to this side there's like a pantry, I matched the walls, unintentionally I have to say, a pantry with loads of shelving space and an iron because, you know, I never ironed in my first year, but there's one here in case you need it. Round to this side we have the first fridge. It's a big standing fridge, perfect for the 11 of you that are living in the flat. You actually don't need to buy as much food as you think you do when you're a student, because otherwise it will literally just go to waste. There's an ironing board on here, I don't know what this is, ignore it. And then round to this side there's a full freezer size, goes up to chin height anyway, and then down here there are 2 more freezers. Perfect, again, you could freeze and like bulk make things whilst you're here. That's definitely the best way to save money, I learned anyway. And then moving around to this side, this is the kitchen. It's a massive kitchen, I have to say. There's so much room for activities. And there's virtually a cupboard for each of you. There was 11 girls in my flat and we each had a cupboard. Induction hob, which is great because you don't set things on fire as much. Sink area, and there's loads of natural light in here, which I loved. I just like the natural lighting. There's a general waste bin, loads of drawer space, microwave, kettle, toaster, kind of everything you need really. Loads of plug sockets everywhere as well, so yeah. This is the Oscar kitchen. I think it's fairly similar in Kitty Wilkinson. You've got about the same number of people in your flat, so I imagine it would be, but yeah. deal. Each of us had one of these, so it goes quite deep in here. You can fit everything you need in there. And then you've got the one oven with the induction hob. This, I have to say, was not quite enough for 11 people, but if you time it right, you'll be fine. There are 3 shared bathrooms, as I said, per flat that are cleaned every single weekday by a cleaner, along with the common room and the kitchen. There's also a common room, as I've just said, in each flat, perfect for cosing up, watching I'm a Celeb, Love Island, or meeting for pre-drinks before going out. Welcome to the Oscar Romero and Kitty Wilkinson common room. So this is the Oscar Romero one. This is top floor. This is actually the flat I lived in when I was here. It feels so strange to be back, but I love it. So in here there's a cupboard with there's an ironing board in here, loads of storage space, you can put clothes and stuff. It is a bit mouldy, not gonna lie. There's a mirror on this window, on this door, which obviously is useful. And then in this side there's just another door with, what's this called? Shelves. Again, storage. There's so much storage in these flats. It feels so strange to be back. Around here obviously is the view. And then to this side is the common area. So this is just for your flat. This is for the 11 or 13 of you in this one flat. 3 sofas, really comfy sofas, I have to say. Many a time we've had a nap on these sofas. Massive TV, and then because we're at the end, we have a look out over the Arden room and out onto the pitches and the rector's lawn. It feels like I'm home. The cost includes rent, electric, gas and free internet. And again, it's based on a 37-week contract. This current academic year it was £106 a week. When I was in those halls 2 years ago, it was £105 a week, so really not much difference. So it'll probably stick around the same price going forward, but do keep an eye on the Hope website if you're looking at that accommodation for next year. So for the full year, that total for the 37 weeks at £106 a week comes to £3,922 for the 37-week contract. On top of that, there's the £200 refundable deposit when you accept the accommodation contract. Again, refundable, you get it back at the end of the contract as long as there is no cosmetic damage. And then finally, the most expensive accommodation on campus. These are Newman, Theresa and Wesley halls. They are ensuite self-catering halls at Hope Park, providing you with both privacy and comfort. The flats are arranged into rooms of 5, all sharing a large kitchen and dining area. There are 11 student flats per block, with 2 flats on the ground floor and then 3 flats on the 1st, 2nd and 3rd floor. There are also disability accessible rooms on the ground floor of these flats. The private single study bedrooms have an ensuite with a shower, toilet and wash hand basin, a sink. They come fully furnished with a single bed, double wardrobe, study area, chair, drawers and shelves. There's free Wi-Fi. And this is Theresa Hall, so this is the same as Wesley and Newman as well. This is the ensuite. The ensuite is just in here. You'll have just seen it. So it's a fairly spacious room actually. It's more spacious than I thought it would be. The ensuite, if you want an ensuite, it's an ensuite. It is quite smaller than I thought it would be, but we've just made it up to make it look a bit prettier. But obviously you put your own twist on that kind of thing. So in this room, as you can see, there's this big double wardrobe that fits a lot in. There's a half a full length mirror on that wardrobe. There's 4 drawers down here and then there's all this shelving space. So you can kind of really make this room your own. And then there's this huge study desk as well. Obviously single bed, it's a uni accommodation, you're not going to find a double bed in here, and then the corkboard as well. So you can really customise this and then you might have a nice view. It depends on which room you get. The fully furnished kitchen is equipped with a fridge freezer, cooker, microwave, kettle, toaster, iron, ironing board and vacuum cleaner, just like the other. large common room situated on the ground floor that can be used for meetings, social events, or just relaxing. And finally, the cost of these halls. As I said, they're the most expensive on campus, and for this academic year, they were £126 a week. It usually stays the same year on year, or around the same, but make sure you check the Hope website for this. As I said, again, 37-week contract, so the total for the year is £4,662 for that year. I sound like a stuck record, but just like the other halls, there is a £200 refundable deposit that you get back at the end of the tenancy as long as you've not damaged anything. So that was the overview of all the accommodation on campus. I hope you get a bit more of a feel of it. We went into all the rooms. If I didn't go into every single room and every single block, it's because it's identical to another one. So each of the rooms was accounted for in this video. I hope you can find this useful. If you have any more questions, feel free to drop me a message over on Instagram or drop the SU a message. I'm sure they'd be probably more helpful because they have more in-depth detail. But if you're worried about sharing a bathroom, it honestly wasn't bad. I was in a flat of 11 girls and bathrooms were never an issue. Ever. They were always clean. That's the massive pro. It always gets cleaned for you, whereas if it's an ensuite you had to do all the cleaning yourself. And yeah, we got to know our cleaner. Yeah, she was a bit loud sometimes, but we got to know our cleaner very well, and yeah, it was a nice environment. It never felt weird. It got to the point that you'd be walking to and from the bathroom in a towel. Literally no one cared. And that is the end of the accommodation video. I hope you can take something away from this. I hope you can get a bit more of a feel of the accommodation here on campus. Obviously I couldn't show you the Josephine, Bakhita or Catherine Booth halls. They're identical because they're currently under construction, getting ready for this year's incoming freshers. And so yeah, I do apologise about that, but there was nothing I can do. But I do hope that you've enjoyed this video. Share it with someone who you think might find it useful, and I will see you soon. Bye guys.